Okay, so I equals in this case x, and instead of x plus 1 is going to be u to the power 3, and instead of dx is going to be du. I need to get rid of this x, so from this here, yeah, I can find x. So x in this case, because u equals x plus 1, therefore x will be u minus 1. Okay, so I'll use this in my integration. So I equals, instead of x is going to be u minus 1 multiplied by u to the power 3 du. I'll multiply the brackets here. So this is going to be the integration of u to the power 4 minus u to the power 3 du. Okay, now to find the integration for it, we add 1 to the power and divide by a new power. So this is going to be u to the power 5 divided by 5 minus u to the power 4 divided by 4 plus c. Okay, well actually yeah, so now we don't need the c now if we are going to put the limits, yeah, so we don't need the c. Okay, I'll just change this back into the x's. So I equal, well, okay, at this stage we'll say it's plus c, but then change the u into x's. So this is going to be x plus 1 over 5 to the power 5 minus x plus 1 to the power 4 over 4, yeah, and I'm not going to put the c because we will integrate this with a limit from 0 to 2. So this method here, like, you should remember to put the limit at the end if you want. So you can just do as normal substitution, and you substitute your u by the x terms, and then you put the limits. And now when you work it out with the limits, you substitute each x by we did the definite before. So it's going to be, I might need a whiteboard, another page, that's not going to be enough. So there's going to be like 2 plus 1 over 5. Yeah, so 2 plus 1 to the power 5. We don't need the bracket here, it's not all of them actually, sorry, just the top one. Okay, so 2 plus 1 to the power 5 over 5, and minus, there's going to be 2 plus 1 to the power 4 over 4, and minus, same thing, so there's going to be 0 plus 1, which is 1 to the power 5 over 5, minus, then we 0 plus 1, which is 1 to the power 4, which is 1, same thing, yeah, over 4. And basically this is going to be 3 to the power 5 over 5 minus 3 to the power 4 over 4 minus this 1 over 5 minus 1 over 4 and this is, when you work it out, it's 567 over 20 plus 120, and the answer is 568 divided by 20 which is 142 over 5 after you simplify it. 142. You can use your lovely calculator to work this out for you. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Let's do the smiley face. That's it. Right? Okay. So that's, as I said, one of the methods. I'm just going to do the other method for you. Right? It's the same question, but just other method. So let's write the question here. The integral from 0 to 2 for x and x plus 1 to the power 3 dx. Okay. With this method, what you need to do is, we do same as what we did with the others, like we find substitute by u and maybe find x in terms of u if we need. The only difference here, we need to change our limit, yeah, because the limits here you see in the question, these limits, it's for the x, not for the u. So if we change our integral into u in terms of u and du, then our limits need to be changed. Okay, so let's start. So in this case, let's say u equals x plus 1, as we said earlier, then du equals 1, du over dx, and therefore dx equals what? Du. Okay, so we're fine with this, I hope. Also, we found x in terms of u, so we said x from here, yeah, from this term, we found x in terms of u. Oh. So x will be u minus 1. And now I have x in terms of u. I have dx in terms of u. And all I need to change now is the limits. So what I can do a lovely small table here. And if this is x and u, no, so they are the, yeah, u equals x plus 1. Do this again. This is x and u equals x plus 1. The term, the limits we have in the question are 0 and 2, when x is 0 and when x is 2, right? Or put them in the same order from top to bottom. It's 2 and 0. So in this case, u will be x plus 1. That means 2 plus 1. So that gives you 3. I'll explain this in case anyone struggles with it. So it's u equals 2. Oh, you can't do undo here. So u equals 2 plus 1, which is the 3. Excuse me. And when x is 0, then 0 plus 1, which is 1. So these are the values of u, the limits for u. Okay? Now we can do the question here as well. Let's I equals, so I equals now the integration. The new limits are when x is 0, it's u is 1, and when x is 2, u is 3. And instead of x, I will write it in terms of u, so that will be u minus 1, and this is going to be u to the power 3. Okay, I write it this way, u to the power 3, and du. Okay, so now we multiply the brackets with u cubed, so the limit 1 to 3, and u could use the cube times u is u to the power 4 minus u to the power 3 times 1 is u to the power 3 du. So far I'm just arranging, I didn't do the integration yet. So now I will integrate. So u to the power 4 minus u to the power 3 du. And when we integrate, this is just an easy and simple now. So it is u to the power 4 plus 1. It's u to the power 5 divided by 5 minus u to the power 3 plus 1 is u to the power 4 divided by the new power 4 and the limit from 1 to 3. And to do this, we'll substitute u by 3 first and then minus substitute u by 1. So this is going to be 3 to the power 5 over 5 minus 3 to the power 4 over 4 minus, and now we'll substitute each u by 1. So it's going to be 1 to the power 5, which is 1 over 5, minus 1 to the power 4 over 4, which is 1 over 4. Okay? And you can use the lovely calculator to give you the answer, and it should be the same answer as the previous one, which is, what was it? Oops. What? No. Okay. Okay, it's 142, not this one, that's from my previous video. 142 over 5, yeah? That's equals, just in case you think it's minus. Yeah, it's 142 over 5. So that's another method, yeah? Usually I use this method, but it's up to you. You're free to use whatever method you like. The only different thing here is you just need to change the limits for the u. The other method, it's, well, each one it has advantage, disadvantage. The other method, maybe you will forget about putting the limits back and change it to x anyway. And this one, maybe you will forget to change the limit from the beginning. So my advice is always try to change everything at the beginning so you don't forget anything. So especially, I mean, in this method, you need to find u, you need to find du over dx to find dx, and then because you can see there is a limit, or it's a definite integral, then make this lovely table here and put your limits when the x is 0, what u is, and when x is 2, what's the u is, right? Happy? I hope so. Right. I need you to do exercise 9.2 and exercise 9.3, and just need to be aware that when you do questions with the trig functions, then your calculator always need to be in radian. Okay, so just make sure if you are working any trig functions, your calculator need to be switched into radian. Okay, have a good day. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just let me know. Take care and bye.